Okay, the students who have connected online, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes.
Audible, right? Okay, thank you. So we'll start in next 2 minutes. Please stay connected, every one of you. Okay, so we'll start now. See, last class, what are we discussing about? What is your batch number? 625. Okay. So last class, we were discussing about the concept of inheritance. So yesterday we were discussing about inheritance, where in the inheritance, okay, I think it's not inheritance. I just told you about inheritance, I think, right? Some time back. Object-oriented concepts, encapsulation. We were discussing about encapsulation and class. So both are same. Encapsulation is the concept. So encapsulation means it is a unit structure, say unit structure where, so which contains attributes plus functional components. This unit structure takes an input, processes it, and generates the output. So the next level is class. So the encapsulation concept that was being told in object-oriented programming concept has been implemented by technologies like Java, Python, C Sharp, C++, VB. Like this, so many technologies have implemented, and they named it as class. So if you want to create any functional components, you have to create those inside the class. Class is equal to encapsulation. Okay. And the class will be available inside the application. Class contains attributes plus functional components. That's what we discussed. Clear? Everyone clear? Next step. See, after that, we were discussing about organizing the things. That is, a class contains functional components. Is it like only one class will be there per application? No. So in an application, we will come up creating n number of classes. We'll come up creating n number of classes in an application. Okay. So why those many classes? I will take one example here and tell you. See, let's take an application called banking application. Banking application. So in a banking application, you may have different classes, like loans class is there. Okay. And insurance class is there. Insurance class is there. And cards processing class is there. If you want a new credit card, you can use this particular class. And verification class is there. And verification class is there. So generally, let me draw one diagram also for the same to explain you. Okay, so here you go now. This is loans. This is one class, loans. And this is another class. What is this one? Let's say insurance. And this is one more class. Okay. This is one more class. And this is one more class. Total, how many classes we have? 4 classes we have. So first one is loans. Second one is insurance. Third one, cards. Fourth one, verification. These are the 4 classes we have. All these are classes. These all are classes. Understand clear, everyone? These all are classes. Now, if you want to initiate any transaction which is related to loan, so all the functional components will be available in loans class, and here loans will be created. Loan transaction will be initiated, and insurance transactions will be initiated in insurance class. Similarly, cards. If you want a credit card, then the processing will begin here and ends here. Once it is ended, you will get a new credit card, and any transactions related to cards will be processed here, right? Now, what about verification? At verification also, you will be having some processing related to verification, that the documents submitted by the customers will be collected at verification department. At verification department. Then verification department is going to verify for the documents correctness, address verification, maybe other different parameters they will be verifying, and accordingly they are going to give their approval whether everything is good or is there any discrepancy, like that, either green or red. So now all these departments that you see here are classes only, are classes only. Now, will there be any need of accessing the functional components from one class to another class? Definitely in the real world, there will be a need to access the functional components from one class to another class. Now, if you look at loans class, loans transactions will begin. Loan department, each department you can consider as one class in Pega, okay, or in technology. A class is one department in the real world. So loans, insurance, cards, all these three commonly wants to utilize verification, commonly wants to utilize verification. So the need of accessing the verification related information at loans, insurance, and cards is must. It is must. So these three classes now wants to utilize the features of verification class. Then verification class has to be created. Verification class has to be created in a way that it should be accessible, in a way that it should be accessible to every other department. So then you need to take the verification class to the higher level, and this verification class should be connected with loans, it should be connected with insurance, and it should be connected with cards. Now the loan department is connected to verification as well as insurance department also, and also cards department. Now the features or functional components related to verification will be available in verification class, which can be accessed into loans, insurance, and cards. So there is a need like this in the real world. When there is a need like this in the real world, then definitely we need to have a structure designed in such a way that a class component should be accessible to another class. So in order to achieve this, need of accessing the components of one class into another class, the technology provides a concept called as, what is the concept they provide? The concept they provide is inheritance concept. What is the concept they provide? Inheritance. All these three are now inherited from the verification class to below level. So here loan class is said to be child class. Loan is said to be child class. At the same time, child class of verification. Child class of verification. At the same time, insurance is said to be child class of verification. Cards is said to be child class of verification. And verification is said to be parent class. Parent class of loans, comma, verification, comma, insurance. All these classes, for all these classes, this is a parent class. One parent and multiple children. It is possible. So now this is the concept of inheritance. In a concept of inheritance, we have parent and child classes. Parent and child classes. So here, so a class deriving. Deriving means what? Inheriting. Both are same. A class inheriting. That is also called as deriving from another class. From another class is said to be inheritance. Is said to be inheritance. Okay. So in the inheritance, the top class is called as parent class, and derived class is said to be, derived class means bottom class. What is that? Bottom class is said to be child class. Is said to be child class. This is the concept. Child class can access all the attributes plus functional components of parent class, but not vice versa. That means a parent class cannot access the components of child class. Top to bottom is possible, but bottom to top is Not possible. So I'm going to save this. Inheritance. Okay, 625, right? National. Okay. Inheritance concept. So what is the need of inheritance in the real world? This is what is inheritance. What is the real need? Do you have any such need of inheriting the things? Yes. In the real world, a class or a department may have to access the components from another class. So one or more classes may wants to access the components from another class. In such scenarios, we are going to use the concept of inheritance. So that inheritance in the technology, just I have explained you. Clear, everyone? Online students, are you clear?
Yes.
So now one point I want to make it clear. One point I want to make it clear to every one of you. Okay, listen to me carefully. So if you have an application, I will draw one diagram and explain you. Okay, I'll take a new document. So just see here. This is one application. Okay, just imagine this is one application. Okay, in this application, we have some functional components available. We have some classes. Okay, first application contains what? Classes, no? So class A, class A, class B. Two classes are there. Okay, just let me draw a diagram even much better. It's a big one, somewhat. Okay, this is one application. Okay, inside application you have class 1 and class 2. Inside application you have class 1 and class 2. Inside class 1, you have one functional component, F1. Okay, now let me write here. This is base application. Otherwise, I'll write like framework application. Framework application. Okay, so just for your better understanding. Okay, here you have class A. Class A. And here what do you have? Class B. And in class A, there is a functional component. Okay, functional component FC1. Functional component FC1. So now the functional component which is available in FC1. So this is one application inside the two classes. The functional component which is available in FC1 of class A that belongs to application framework application needs to be accessible into class B that belongs to same application as class A. So now can you tell me how is it possible? The person who has asked the question online, Elango, please respond. And everyone else also, please respond. Okay. So how to access that? How can I access? In order to access, what should I do?
FC1 should be
Is it directly accessible? This FC1 into class B, is it directly accessible? If I want to access, what should I do?
should be like inherited from
It should be inherited from this class. So now there should be an inheritance relation defined between the classes. There should be an inheritance relation defined between the classes. Now this class, this particular class, if it inherits, okay, if it is inheriting, okay, then only it can access. Then only it can access. Yes or no? Okay. I will better take some of the color. Okay, so this is now inheritance relations. So from this, what you can understand? From this, what you can understand? So if a class wants to access the features of another class, definitely there must be inheritance relation. So when this is being done, inheritance is there, then the class should be able to access FC1 here. Yes or no? So FC1 will be definitely accessible here. So now in class B, it can access FC1. FC1 component is being accessible into class B. Okay, so it is accessible from class A, accessing from class A to class B, accessing from class A to class B, accessing FC1 from class A to class B. So that is happening only because there is inheritance relation. If I remove that inheritance relation, is it possible? It is not possible. If I remove the inheritance relation between class A to B, it is not possible to access. From this, what you can understand is, if you want to access any functional component from any class to any class, there must be inheritance relation defined. Without inheritance, it is not possible. So I can ask you one thing. So both classes are in same application, no? Still, is it not possible? Just I am asking, is it not possible still? Both classes are in same application. So when the classes are same application, still is it not possible to access the components of one class to another class? It is not possible unless it is not possible unless if there is inheritance relation defined. If there is inheritance relation defined, then only it is possible. That means when the classes are belongs to same application, still inheritance is must. Okay. Is it possible to access any components of class B into class A? It is not possible. Why not possible? Online also you should respond. It's not that
It's
simply
not
It is
inherited.
given class A to class B,
Class A
Yeah.
not
and
given to
also
class B to class
Simply
A.
speaking, child class cannot access the features of parent. I'm sorry. Parent class cannot access the features of child class. A parent cannot access from child class. Child can access from parent, but parent cannot access from child. That's why class B components will not be accessible into class A. Now I am going to create one application on top of this framework. This is, what is this application? Implementation application. What is this application? Implementation application. So I have created implementation application on top of framework application. This is implementation application. This is very, very important to know. Okay, now whatever I'm going to tell you. This is implementation application. This implementation application has two classes. It has two classes, class A. Otherwise, only one class is also enough. Okay, one class is enough, no problem. It has a class. The class is class C. What is it? Class C. Okay, you need to clearly understand this point. Just listen to me carefully. And now class C, which is of implementation application class, wants to access a component which is available in class A, which is available in class A. Okay. It is like this. What is the component name? FC1. FC1. So now this has to be accessible. This has to be accessible into class C. That's the need. The need is that one. Okay, otherwise, I will just take it one. That's the need. This is the need that we want to achieve. Okay. So now, is it possible to access like this? So can class C of some other application, which is implementation created on top of framework, can this class C access the components of class A, which is in another application? Is it possible or not possible?
possible.
Directly accessing like this. Is it possible or not possible?
Possible.
So just to tell me this before this, okay, you are saying possible, okay. Now tell me this, if a class wants to access the functional components of another class, is it possible directly without any inheritance relation? Yes or no?
No.
It is not possible directly without any inheritance relation between classes. So two classes must have inheritance relation in order for one class components to be accessible into another class. So now from the diagram, whatever I have drawn here, so the FC1 of class A into class C accessing directly without inheritance relation, is it possible? So you told something now. So you need to justify that, right? So that should be justified in all scenarios. That point should be justified in all scenarios. So justifying that point, is it possible to access the FC1 of class A of framework application into class C of implementation application without any inheritance relation defined between class A to C? Is it possible?
No.
Without
It
inheritance,
is not possible. It is not possible. So you might be thinking like this application is a child to framework. So applications are children means application will get the ability to access, but they cannot access because functionality is not directly part of application. Functionality is part of class also. So in order to access the components of one class to another class, there must be inheritance relation. That means though you create an application on top of another application, directly the functional components of classes of framework will not be accessible into implementation unless what? Unless there is inheritance relation defined between the classes. Unless there is inheritance relation defined between the classes. Understand clear everyone? Online students, are you clear? Every one of you.
Yes.
So defining inheritance between classes is a must. So defining inheritance between classes is must. I think it's better I'll take something else. Defining inheritance relation between classes is always needed. So without inheritance, it is not possible to get any access any components of one class to another class, whether the classes are in same application or whether the classes are from framework to implementation. Inheritance is must. Where is it? I want to write something here. Okay, this defines inheritance relation. This defines inheritance relation between two classes. The classes are one framework, another implementation. Now I will ask you one question. So there is another application. Okay, this is some other application. This is, let's say this is application A. Okay, this is application B. So where application B is created on top of application A. This is application C. There is no relation between application C and application A. Anyhow, there is no relation between applications B to C. So there is no relation. So that this is a separate application. Now in this application, there is a class. There is a class in this application. Okay, what is the class name? Let's say class D. Okay, so now I'm asking you one question. Can I access the component of class A into class D? Not possible. Can I access the components of class C into class D?
Not
Not possible. Class A into D or C into D, not possible. Why not possible? Because
there is no relation.
there is no inheritance relation. Now I am going to define one inheritance relation between the classes. So is it possible now? Now you tell me. Suppose here I am defining inheritance relation between the two classes. I want to define inheritance relation here between this one and the other one. So what is the other one? Class D. So I want to define inheritance relation like this. So now you tell me. Now you tell me something. So is it possible to define inheritance relation between the classes? Is it possible to define inheritance relation between the classes?
No,
Is
sir.
it possible? Yes or no?
No.
What do you think? Is it possible to define inheritance relation?
Yeah,
No,
it's
it is not possible. This inheritance relation, defining this inheritance relation, okay. So defining this inheritance relation is not possible. Why did you say not possible? Justify that.
Two classes
Because-
are not accesses, sir.
Because the applications are not connected to each other. Those are separate apps. So that's what you need to understand the point. Just let me, what is this name I can give? Inheritance 625 1. 625. Okay. So here you go now. What is this diagrams? Okay. So now you said that it is not even possible to define this inheritance relation. This defining inheritance relation like this is not at all possible. This is not possible. This is completely not possible. Why it is not possible? Because the applications are separated from each other. Understand clear, everyone? So in order to access the functional components of a class into another class, always inheritance is must. Within class means you can straight away define inheritance relation, no problem. Between two different application classes, if you want to define inheritance, the classes must be created one on top of another, connected to each other. So it must be implementation framework. So if the applications are separate, in Pega, two different applications I created, no connectivity. You cannot even define inheritance. Defining itself is not possible. I'll show you that. Okay. Clear this point? Everyone clear? Online students, are you clear?
Understood.
Okay. Now the point is that creating implementation application on top of framework application is not going to give you direct accessibility of functional components unless there is inheritance relation defined between the classes. Simply, then why are you creating like this? To make it possible to define inheritance relation. It is when you create an application on top of another application, it is possible to make the inheritance relation. Defining inheritance relation will be possible only when you connect the applications. Only when you connect the application. You don't even connect means you can't even define. That's the reason why, in order to access the OOTB features that are available in Pega, I have created my application on top of Pega platform. So that I will not get a direct accessibility of functional components. I will get a chance to define inheritance relation between the Pega platform application classes with my application classes, Understood? Everyone clear? This point, are you clear, every one of you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Go through this diagram. This is very, very important. Okay. So you just need to keep in mind. Now, based on this, we will be having further discussion. So now in the inheritance concept, parent will be on top, child will be at the bottom, usual. Tree diagram. Stack means reverse. Tree diagram means top to bottom. Stack means like this, reverse. Okay, you know tree and stack, right? Okay, general. Just diagrammatic representation. Okay. So now we are going to talk about the types of classes available in generally any technology, not only Pega. Pega also same thing, types of classes. Go to Java, C#, VB, Python, anywhere, these two types will be there. Other than these two types, no other classes will be there. Okay. So one is concrete class. Second type of class is abstract class. So I'll add one more point here. Just give me 1 minute. So from the inheritance concept, I'll add one more point. That is, so to access the functional components of framework into implementation, we need to define the inheritance relation. So the functional components of any application will be there inside the classes, right? That means I already told you, Pega platform provides so many predefined functional components. Yes or no? So let's go and see one functional component, send email notification. This functional component is ready-made available in Pega. Like this, how many functional components are there in Pega? Thousands of functional components are available. This functional component, send email notification, is available in Pega platform application of class by name @base class. What is the name? @base class. Like this, so many predefined classes are there in Pega. What are the names? I will write here. OOTB. Predefined means what? OOTB classes in Pega platform. OOTB classes in Pega platform application. Okay. What are the classes? Names I am giving just @base class. @base class, comma, work dash. In the name of the class itself, you have dash symbol. Okay. Hyphen, you read it as dash. Data dash. int dash. CMIS dash. Okay. int dash. Code dash.
Index dash.
Rule dash. Index dash. Assign dash. Okay. Embed dash. And int dash I have written. Work dash, data dash, code dash, rule dash, index dash, assign dash, embed dash, and even, no, I'm talking about topmost level. So at the topmost, 14 classes will be available, topmost level. See, at the very topmost, only one class will be available in Pega. That is base class. @base class is parent class of. @base class is parent class of all the classes of Pega platform. All the classes of Pega platform. Okay, understand? Okay, clear everyone? Okay, I'll come to types of classes in few minutes. Okay, then under this, you will have work dash, data dash, int dash. Under work dash, you have work dash, cover dash. You may not be able to remember all these things now. You don't even try hard to by heart this. Leave it. Whenever we are accessing this, automatically you'll remember. Okay. So, but try to just make a note of a point in your mind. Okay, there are certain classes, OOTB classes in Pega. Some classes are available in Pega. That's it. So these classes contains predefined features. These classes contains OOTB features in Pega. These classes contains OOTB features in Pega. Okay. So whatever the OOTB features means, what you call it as rules. All the OOTB rules of Pega will be available in above classes and the child class of those. Okay. So now in the inheritance, I will tell you one more point. In the inheritance concept, the parent class is also parent to bottom level child class. What is the meaning of this statement? I will tell you now. Okay, what is the meaning of this statement? I am going to tell you. Okay, this has been saved now. File new. See, there is a class. Class A, class B, and class C. Class A, class B, and class C. Like this, we have three classes. Class A, class B, and class C. Three classes are there. Okay, class C, three classes. Now this is class A. So this is class B. This is class C. Okay. Now class B, sorry, what is that? Class B is inheriting from class A, whereas class C is inheriting from class B. This is the concept. Okay, clear everyone? So here you go. Okay, now this is inheritance relation. This is inheritance relation. This is inheritance relation. Make sense? Clear everyone? Now class A has one functional component. Class A has one functional component by name FC1. So is this functional component being accessible to class B? Yes or no? Can class B access this functional component? Yes, it can access,
Yes.
right? Yes, it can access. Class B can access the functional component which is available in class A. In the same manner, the functional component is SC1. Is it going to be accessible into class C? Will it be
Yes.
accessible into class C? Yes, it will be accessible. Class B can access the functional component of class A. Class C also can access the functional component of class B. If there is a functional component available in class B, okay, this is separate component. Okay, this is FC2. So this FC2, will it be accessible into class C? FC2, will it be accessible into class C?
Yes.
Yes.
It will be accessible. So a class can access the components of parent class? No. A class can access the components of parent class. Now here,
Is it
class B will get
possible like
access. Hold on, I'll come back. FC1 and what is this one here? Draw diagram. Here you go now. FC1, FC1 as well as FC2. Okay, here you go now. FC1, this is, and this is FC2. From this, what you need to understand is, a class can access the features of, this is called multi-level inheritance. What is this generally called as?
Multi-level
Level inheritance.
inheritance.
Generally, it is called as multi-level inheritance. Okay, a class can access the features of its parent class as well as parent of parent, like this n number of levels. Like how we get the property of forefathers is been coming since many generations to bottom level, right? Same way in technology also. Parent class of parent is a parent to very bottom. Okay. Yes. Now someone was trying to ask something before. What was that?
as class C is not directly connected with the class A, so
Yes. Class C is not directly connected to class A, but class C is connected to class A through class B.
yeah, so we
Okay,
cannot
so it can
like
access.
Yeah, it can access only through the class B.
Yes, it can access through class B. Class B is here providing that facility. Okay. So this works like in real life, how it will be like one generation to another generation, property will be transferred. Second generation to third. That means ultimately it is coming from first to third, first to fourth. Like that only it will transfer. No? Same way. Okay, clear everyone? Are you clear, every one of you?
I have a doubt, Harsha.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
If we want to use a class C, class A property to class C, then we have to take the help of class B, or no need to take any
See, parent of parent acts as a parent. Parent of parent acts as a parent.
So
only. So
can
you
directly
directly access, suppose here FC1 is there, directly access FC1 here. It need
Thank
not to be accessed into B, not required. Okay. You can directly go to your grandfather and take money from him. So your grandfather need not to give to your father and your father has to give you. You can directly take from your grandfather. When there is accessibility, you directly go because you are already connected. Okay. Clear?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. What next?
But on top of that one,
Yeah,
like if you go with the C# or Java concept, will it accessible in similar way? Like
This is universal. Whatever I told now is
universal.
universal concept, irrespective of technology. All technologies obeys this. Okay. Next. Female student, someone.
yeah, she asked about that class A and class C, right, sir?
Yes, that's what.
Yeah,
Clarified or not?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, from class A to class C is not possible or not?
You can access it directly. Just think about your grandfather. You can go to your grandfather and take money from him or not. Should you have to go
Okay.
through your father? Your father is now acting as a connection between grandfather and you. You can directly go to your grandfather and take the money, no problem. Same way. But in between, inheritance is being supported. Okay, clear everyone? So parent class of parent also acts as a parent. This is to a number of levels. So next we are going to discuss about types of classes.
I have one
Yes,
question.
please. Yes.
Not from this concept, from a previous concept. If there are two different applications, is it like accessing two different main functions?
Okay. Three levels you are talking about: application A, B, C, one on top of another.
No, different functions. Sorry, different applications.
Just frame your question once.
If there are two different applications, you said that from class A we could not inherit to a class C. Yeah. So is it like a two different main functions so that we, because of that we could not inherit it from class A?
Okay, let me tell that point. If two applications are there, application connected to each other, then you can define inheritance relation and access. Possible. If applications are separate, then you cannot even define inheritance relation between classes. Clear that point? Are you clear?
Yes.
Okay. Just keep that in mind. That is pretty much fair enough. Let's proceed now to discuss about types of classes. See, whenever you create a class in Pega, our Pega automatically creates a class. Whatever the scenario, the class type option will be there. Concrete class, you will see one option. Abstract class, you will see another option. Which option to be selected, that you will come to know soon. But what is the meaning of concrete and abstract classes? If you remove the word concrete, if you remove the word abstract from both of these, what is remaining? Class. That means both will have functional components plus attributes. So this will have attributes plus functional components. So in the same manner, this will have attributes plus, obviously, because both are classes only. No. Now coming to the type, what difference it makes? Concrete class, we can initiate transaction. We can initiate transaction here. It is possible to initiate the transaction. Plus transaction ID gets generated. Possible. Okay. Plus transaction data gets stored into table. Okay. Here table is connected to class. Table is connected to class. I will show you all this practically. Now, coming to this one, attributes plus functional components. Here, we cannot initiate transaction. We cannot initiate transaction. So when you cannot initiate transaction, will there be any transaction ID gets generated? Will there be any need of storing something into table? No need. So both classes will have attributes plus functional components, but concrete class is the one where we can initiate the transaction. Abstract class is the one where we cannot initiate the transaction. So from this diagram, from this point, I can draw one diagram and tell you. Okay, look at here now. Okay, you know about Venn diagrams concept? Did you study about Venn diagrams in your childhood? Okay, so this is something like, just let me remove it. Okay, so here consider that this is a concrete class. This is a concrete class. So what will be there inside concrete class? Functional attributes will be there, plus functional components will be there, plus functional components will be there in an abstract class. Understand clear, everyone? Sorry, in a concrete class. Plus you can initiate, it can initiate transaction. It can initiate transaction. That's what I told. Okay, so transaction can be initiated. ID gets generated, all that. Okay. Now abstract class. So what is abstract class? Abstract, oh, I'm sorry. So I would have written in a different way. Just give me 1 minute. Attributes will be there, plus functional components will be there. Attributes will be there, plus functional components will be there. Plus functional components will be there in concrete class. The same things will also be available in abstract. So concrete class can initiate transaction, can initiate transaction. This can initiate transaction. Clear, everyone? Okay, now here you go. Here you go now. So from this, what you can understand is abstract class is subset of concrete class. Yes or no? This is abstract class. So whatever that is there in abstract class or concrete class, like attributes plus functional components are for abstract class as well as outer class also. Then initiating transaction is there only in the concrete class. From this, what you can understand is both abstract and concrete classes are like okay. So abstract class is a subset of concrete class. Concrete class has one additional feature. What is the additional feature that is available with concrete class? Initiating transaction. This feature is not available with abstract classes. That's what the technology is designed like. So now the question is, why technology has come up with two types of classes where one class is subset of another class? See, if I have concrete class, I can have attributes defined. I can have functional components defined. I can execute to make the transaction and generate the transaction ID, save it. But if I have abstract class, I can only define abstract attributes plus functional components. I cannot make any transaction. Understand clear, everyone? So now the developers of technology has designed the systems like this, like two types of classes, concrete plus abstract. So if you look at closely, abstract class is subset of concrete class. Then now the question is, why technology developers still have abstract class? So why can't they have only concrete class? If they want to initiate transaction, they will initiate. If they don't want to initiate transaction, they will not initiate. Why should the technology developers have developed one more type of class called abstract, which is just an extraction, copy of concrete, removing a feature? Why they have come up like this? Can you guess and can you try to think about it?
Yeah, because we will use the multiple concrete class. We can use the multiple concrete class for abstract class. Suppose I have a 5 concrete class, we can use the all 5 concrete class. We can use the abstract class. Maybe that inherited.
My question is, so I'll just tell you in this way. Okay, I have a smartphone. Which has touch feature. Okay, I can do all phone operations. Touch feature is there. Okay. Now, from this phone, I have derived one more phone that doesn't have touch feature and display, like movie playing or something is not there. Both are phones only. This is touch phone, I said. That is keypad phone, I said. Let's say, for example. So I already have a phone which has all the features. From this, I have derived one more phone. By removing one or two features, one more different type of phone I have invented. Why should I do that? This phone is giving everything, right? If I give this to customers, they can do everything. The second type of phone, if I give, okay, they will not be able to do something else what the first phone can do. Correct? Why should I create second type of phone in this scenario?
To restrict the
To
work,
make the
whatever
data
with
It's not
secure.
about why should you create. Leave it. Okay. What is that?
To
To
make the
restrict
data
what?
secure.
Tell me, to restrict what?
to restrict the functionality which they should not do it.
To restrict the functionality, something you want to restrict by yourself. The second type of phone I will give only to kids. Maybe they are studying 7th class. For security purpose, I'll give them. But for safety purpose, I do not want them to use any watching movies or something, touch phone, playing games. I don't want that to happen. Normal phone I will give. Just in our real life, just think like that. Okay. So you are trying to restrict something, okay, which is really not needed in the real world. That means watching movies, playing games. I do not want this to happen by kids. That's why I have derived one more type of phone and I have dedicated it to some people. Correct? In the same manner, you come back to this classes diagram. Where is it? I'll go to diagrams and open the diagram. 625 multi-level inheritance. This one, this diagram, just now we have drawn now, few minutes back. So now here, I will ask a question the same manner. Loan class is there. So is it okay if I make a transaction, if I initiate a transaction in loan class, is it okay or not okay? Is it okay to initiate a transaction in the loans class? I'm just asking you.
Yes.
Yes.
It is okay, no? It is okay, you said. Good. That means, should it be a concrete or abstract?
Concrete.
Concrete.
I'll open in Paint, okay? Open with. Just give me. Okay, I'll write here on. Otherwise, just give me 1 minute. I'll copy this. Paste it. Okay. So you said it is okay to make the transaction. This is a concrete class. This is a concrete class. Can initiate the transaction. Initiate transaction here. Good. Everyone clear? Now, what about the second one? This one.
Yes.
This one is also concrete class. Can initiate transaction here. This one also concrete class. Can initiate transaction here. Now, I am going to ask you one question. Is it okay if I initiate any transaction in the verification class?
No.
Verification class. If I initiate any transaction in verification, you go to verification department, ask them to initiate a transaction for loan, insurance, cards, or anything. So is it okay or not okay for them to do that action? No.
Not.
You should not give any authorization to verification department to initiate any type of transaction. But department you need or not? You need a department, but you do not want to give them any authority so that they can initiate any transaction, right? You do not want to give that. That means this class you should create as which type of class? So abstract class came. Abstract class has been introduced into technology as a restriction. Understand? So otherwise, I don't need it actually. Okay. In the real world, there is a need. That's why technology is implementing. If there is no such need exists in real world, technology doesn't bother about these things. What a technology can do is everything that you want to do in your day-to-day life, real world, the same things technology has to implement. Other than that, nothing else. I don't want something to be done in my real life. Do you need any technology for that? Do you need any implementation for that by using technology? You don't need. Why? What a technology will do? Technology is going to do everything that a human needs in their real life. Okay. So in real life, there is a restriction required for a particular department where the department should not be allowed to initiate any transaction. So the department you will implement as a class. But restriction, how do you apply? Make it as abstract class. Make it as abstract class. Understand clear, everyone? The need of abstract class, every one of you clear?
Yes.
Yes.
This is, previously I have created class types, abstract and concrete class 625, 1. Separate one. Okay, clear everyone? This is abstract. So usually abstract classes are top level classes in the application. Why top level classes? Abstract classes usually contains reusable functional components that are required for below concrete classes. Understand clear everyone? So that are required for below concrete classes. Reusable. So it contains reusable functional components. Abstract classes contains reusable functional components that are required for below concrete classes. That's why usually abstract classes will be created at the top level in your application. In your application, a number of classes are there. Topmost classes in our application are usually abstract classes. Everyone clear? Usually, in every application, the topmost classes are abstract classes. In the same way, all the topmost OOTB classes in Pega are what? Abstract classes only. Understand clear everyone? All the topmost classes in Pega are abstract classes. You look at here, I can access any class if I go to after. Okay, what is our application? HDFC. Let's go to HDFC application. We are done with this concept of types of classes. Inheritance in Pega will be covered tomorrow. It will take half an hour time. This topic will take half an hour time. In Pega, how inheritance exists and types of inheritance, all that tomorrow I'll tell you. 2025. That okay. Now I'm going to show you something else. devimpl@hdfc.com password tools. I'll go to Dev Studio so that you can see so many things in Dev Studio. Okay, here you go now. This is a class. So here, this is kind of search. You can access any class here. Now, if you want to access a class @base class, you type here, it will show the result. You can access the class. If you want to see the details of this class, which is predefined also, you can see. Right click on this and go to definition. Any details you want to know, right click on it and go to definition. Then you will see Pega has already selected this class type as abstract. You go to work dash. Definition of work dash. Work in the class name itself dash is there. Class name itself dash is there. This is also abstract class. You go to data dash. These are OOTB classes. These are OOTB classes. Right click on this and definition. Here, this is abstract class. So all the top level Pega provided classes are what type of classes? You can reuse the functionalities of these classes into below classes. Those are our classes that we'll see tomorrow. Make sense clear, every one of you? Are you clear, everyone, with the concept?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So this is what about abstract class concept. So I will tell you one additional point, which is, like the old traditional development way. So now here you go. The class name itself has a dash, right? See, why the class names have dash? That's what I would like to give you a clarity on. Okay. See, before Pega 7 version, means 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 23, 24. These are the versions. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 23, 24. 8 after 23, 24, like that. Before Pega 7 version, okay, a class, if you want to create as an abstract class, there is no such drop-down provided by Pega. This drop-down was not there. That time, a class name must end with hyphen. When you're creating a class, If you give name at the end of the class name, if you give hyphen, Pega treats that as abstract. Otherwise, it treats as concrete class. That there is an exceptional case only for base class. At the rate symbol will be there. It will treat as abstract. There won't be any hyphen. So this is the naming convention used followed by Pega long back. Later they removed it. After Pega from 6.3 itself, they removed this thing and they provided a drop down to choose abstract or concrete. So it's not like you have to give at the hyphen at the end. Okay, you can choose it as abstract or concrete. So that's why all predefined classes are created in long back. No, that's why those classes you see abstract classes hyphen at the name end of the name. Understand? Clear, everyone? Are you clear?
Yes.
Every one of you.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that's it from my end for today. So we'll be continuing tomorrow. So please connect 5 minutes before to 7 o'clock, everyone. And you need to go through all these things. You need to go through all these things. My team will share you this. So starting from today, you will receive all these. I think you have access to Google Classroom or something, or they're sharing in the WhatsApp itself.
They have access to Google Classroom.
Today, so many diagrams, right? Okay, you can wind up for today. We'll continue tomorrow. You'll receive these documents in some time. Okay. And here we go now. Theory document, class running notes document I have to attach.
So I have a query on previous class related to framework and implementation class.
Yes, please.
Application. So suppose that by mistake I have created a implementation application. I want to convert it to the framework application. Can we do it?
You can do. You can later also change, no problem. Okay, application type you are asking or connectivity?
No, application type.
Okay. Application type you cannot change once it is created. That you can ignore and create a new one. Type you cannot change. Directly you cannot change. It is not, there is no such facility available. Type changing is not possible.
Okay. But for the both one, it's internally creating the normal application. Correct?
Yes.
And at bottom line, it's creating the application. One is that if you're going to the framework application, then it will be giving the option while giving the extra option while you're creating the new application to inherit it.
Inheritance between applications, I'll tell you tomorrow. Okay. Practically, I'll show you. But that will take almost 1 hour time to explain inheritance in Pega. Okay. So we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you for joining, everyone.
Thank you.